Hi, welcome to Covington Creek at Home. I am Sally. Today we are going to be making up some seed starter mix. I've used this for like the last 3 years and it has done wonderful for me. So what we've got is a brick of cocoa coir, and it's spelled C-O-I-R. This did come off of Amazon. Brand name is Bliss for this one, but there are others out there. And just so you know, I don't have any connection to any of the products other than being a very happy camper with it. But you can get this in a different number of bricks. The one I get is usually 10, and that will last me usually about 2 years. I use it not just for the seed starter, but I also use it in my green stalks too. It creates a nice lightweight, fluffy medium, as you can tell here. I did start some the other day. And I'm going to add on to it now. I have got my Black Beauty eggplants. I've got jalapeno peppers. I've got sweet bell peppers, and this is actually the not Hungarian, sweet banana peppers. And I've got the green bell peppers, which for those of you that may not know, green bell pepper is actually an underripe bell pepper. If you leave it on the plant, it will turn red, and that's actually a ripened one. Same thing with the jalapeno peppers. Once they get ripe, they're actually a red pepper instead, and even a little bit hotter, I believe. So with this block, I'm going to put it in this tub. I actually got the tub at it was either Costco or Sam's Club. I can't remember which. I've had them for as long as I've been doing the seed starter, and they work out really well. They come in a set of 2. I also have got this is the perlite, and we are going to do 1 cup of it, and this is actually made, I believe, from volcanic waste or volcanic ash. It is a natural occurring, and what this one does is help with drainage, but it also helps hold on to some of the moisture too. And then we're going to do 1/2 cup of the vermiculite. I do have it in this plastic bag because I did get a big bag of it. If you go to your local big box home store like Menards, Lowe's, Home Depot, to name a few of them, those are local to my area. Look in their garden shop, and they should have both of these products. And I don't know if they've got these. I've never seen them in there, but who knows. And this is going to be 1/2 cup of this. But what we're going to do first is pour some boiling water onto this, and we're going to watch it just expand. It's amazing to watch. And I actually need to add 2 of these. Let's see if I can tip this up. I don't know if you guys can see. I may have to tip it up after I get the hot water in it here. Just pour it. And what we're going to do is end up covering this up with aluminum foil, and that will help hold the heat into it. And what this does by putting the hot on it and keeping it hot is if there's any kind of garden gnats, anything like that, this will kill it. You also want to do this if you do peat moss. If you do peat moss, you should add some dolomitic line, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, into it to help correct the pH with it. But look how much that puffed up. I hope you guys can see that. And I'm going to go ahead and cover it with my foil to help keep that heat in. Actually, I'm going to take this and just kind of knock it down some. Fogging up my glasses. Put this on here. I'm going to heat up some more, and I'm going to put you on hold because this electric teapot does make a little bit of noise. Okay, the second teapot of water has heated up, so I'm going to take this foil off. It is still really steaming hot on here. Get both of those off, and I want you to look and see how much this puffed up just from the 1 teapot of it. And I don't know the actual, well, I guess it's 1.7 liters is the amount that we're putting in for each teapot. So I'm going to add some more of this. Just be careful, it is steaming hot. Nothing worse than a gardener. Well, there are things worse, but it's bad when you're a gardener and you get a steam burn on your hands or arms. Get this poured in here. That's emptied. Put that back there, and I'm just going to try and break this up some. And you know what? I think I might have to end up adding more to this, but I'm going to let it steam and soak for a little bit before I do add any more to it. It's all broken up here. Because some of this is really saturated, so it should help out with the rest of it. And I won't add the perlite or the vermiculite in until after it is cooled off. And once again, it's 1 cup of the perlite, 1/2 cup of the vermiculite. And something else that I add in is just a little bit of fertilizer to it. And which, by the way, I don't think I mentioned it at the beginning of the video. This came from MIgardener, and I can link his video down here in the description box. He is much more versatile in doing videos than I am, as you can tell on it. So this is what it looks like now. It is still really steaming hot, so let's get the foil back on it. We'll let it set until it does cool off. I'm going to go out and work on some fall leaves that still need to be shredded up. I do have a leaf shredder. It is a Works, W-O-R-X, and I gotta admit, I really do like it. It works well for me. Put this on here. And I have tried to let's try and do it again here. And fold this together so that it's a little bit more sealed. And it doesn't do bad going on, but coming off it does not do the best. But at that point, I guess it doesn't matter because you're taking it off. Get it this way. Okay, it's not gonna work. So we're just gonna go ahead and do it this way on here. And just make sure that they overlap each other. Around all the way. This is the second use for this. I used it with the last batch that I made up. And I do have just a little tear right here. Let's see if I can kind of get that to join some. Okay, there we go. That is pretty good. Yeah, do a patch job on it. A little bit. Okay, there we go. That will work. We'll let it cool off, and then I will bring you back, put the stuff in it, and we will do a few seeds. Okay, so this is cooled off. It is the coir. Added hot water to it yesterday. That will help kill the gnats, if there are any. You put this right down here. Into it, if you're doing peat moss, this is a must. With the coir, I'm not so sure, but because I've never had an issue with it, but I'm not going to risk it, to be honest with you, because this is going to be seed starter that I'm using in my house. Leftover will be taken out to the green stalks. I will add in some worm castings before I put it in, and some azomite, which is a mineral mix that you can get on Amazon. You can use whatever fertilizer or amendments that you're comfortable with. I will also add in just a little bit of crab shell and some kelp to it just to help build it up. And one thing to keep in mind with green stalks and with raised beds, probably more so than if it's in the ground, but you still have to periodically add these elements back into it because it will wash out. So let me grab a measuring cup. I don't normally use my everyday ones, but today I am, and it will get thoroughly washed and disinfected. So this is the perlite. Again, as a reminder, this is made from volcanic, I know it's from the ash, or from the, I believe it's from the remnants of the lava. But it is 1 cup of this. And you know what? I have just got a cup in there. That was good. So I'm going to sprinkle that in. And then it is a 1/2 cup of the vermiculite, and this will help maintain nutrients in it. And we're just going to do a 1/2 cup. Let me find my 1/2 cup on here. There it is. Just get that in there. Got a 1/2 cup, and I do. And I buy this in the bulk, and the perlite in the bulk also. The bags were too big to bring inside, and the weather has not been the best outside. It's been kind of icky, except for yesterday. Of course, it was beautiful yesterday, but I'm going to sprinkle this in here. Kind of get a little bit more on the even side going out. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of fertilizer to it, not a lot, because especially if you're seed starting, those the seed casing has got nutrients in it that will sustain the seed for about 2 weeks and give it the nutrients it needs. A little bit more. This is probably like maybe a tablespoon that I'm adding in. And then you're just going to mix it up. You know what? Let me grab something here. Actually, I have my shovel in here. And just give it a really good mix. And I can't believe how much this little block made up. I buy it in a 10-pack, and that will usually last me for about 2 years. I may go ahead and next time it's on sale, go ahead and get some extra. I've got 5 blocks left of it just to make sure I've got it on hand, because I'm one of those that I like to be able to walk into my garage and get what I need. I don't want to have to make a trip to the store for it, for that one thing. And I'm the same way with my pantry. If there's something that I want to make, I don't want to have to run and grab ingredients for it. I kind of think ahead and buy ahead as I can and just keep it in stock. So maintaining a well-prepared food pantry and garden pantry is very important. I'm hoping everybody has got plans and putting out some type of plant this summer. Whether it's only whether it's a tomato plant, pepper plant, whatever. They do make patio-sized varieties. And it's not too late to start your seeds from those things. So this is what it looks like. And I hope y'all can see it is up to about here with the mix from that one block and water. So let me go grab the seed starting trays and we'll get that going. Now that it's cooled off and I've got the additives into it, it is still really super nice and damp. And I have filled up most of these. Only the first 4 have got seeds in them. But all you want to do is just add some into it. It's very lightweight. You don't want to pack it down too much because you want the seed roots to really be able to go down to it and form a base. And just kind of an FYI, if when I'm doing the tomatoes, I do not fill these up all the way. Same thing with the peppers, because those two will grow roots along their stem. So I started out a little bit on the lower side, and this will shrink down some as it gets watered, but as the plant grows, then or the seedling grows, then I can add more around it. It will form more roots, and it will get a better support system from it. So let's see, today we're going to do, this is Scotch bonnet yellow peppers. They're from the MIgardener, which again, I have no connection to any of these people except for being very happy with their products. So what I'm going to do is just start 2 out in each section of it, and then I will thin them out as needed. And I saw something interesting that I hadn't thought about. I have used like the smaller tomato cages to support my bell pepper or my pepper plants, to plant 2 of them together, and then just do like a loose tying with something that's not going to disrupt the stems, and they will help support each other by doing that. So then we're just going to sprinkle a little bit on here. Something else that you can do is to take half water, and I like to use my filtered water, especially at the beginning for these, and half water and half hydrogen peroxide, and spray it on them. And I'm going to have to do that with these because I don't know if you can see right here, there's some of the white stuff growing on it. That will take care of it. It doesn't harm the seed. As a matter of fact, some people will soak their seeds and have strength of hydrogen peroxide to help them germinate. And I'd have to look it up. I can't remember exactly which ones that is to soak those in. This is the first year, and look at that. Okay, we're gonna go a little bit to the side with that one. And put it right there. So I've got my marker. Have the markers made up ahead of time. That way you can just put it in. There's no getting things mixed up. And what I'm gonna do is take some of this off because I want this to be a little bit deeper, so that I can add it along the stems as it grows. Kind of flatten it out a little bit there. And we're going to do coral bell. I've had okay, so like maybe we're not going to, because I don't have any seeds. Okay, we're not doing that one next. Oops. We're gonna do the Rutgers tomato plant seeds. A patient that I took care of recommended this type. I've never grown them before, but he was like 100 years old, seriously 100 years old, right as rain, and he and his wife always grew this type. It is an heirloom, and they canned it. He said it's the only type that he and his wife would grow, so we're going to give it a try this year and just see. I'm going to try and do 3 plants. Okay, maybe more than 3. In each little cubby here, and that will give me plenty to put out. I've got to do some work in the garden area. Whenever I get that done, I will take you guys out there and show you what it looks like. Gosh, I really hope I have more of those yellow pepper plants, because I really do like those. If not, MIgardener, I'm going to be ordering some more from you. And then let's just sprinkle this a little bit with it. Now I do have, it's a 2-shelf little indoor greenhouse that I got years ago, like a couple decades ago, from a home and garden shop. And I use it almost every single year to at least get these started. I do have bigger ones that do have like 5 shelves to it, or 4 shelves to it. that I do transfer some of the bigger plants if they get too big to stay in that little one. And last but not least, we're going to do beefsteak here with it. And get this down here. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments down below, and if I don't have the answer, I will try and find the answer for you. And the seeds will last a really long time under the right conditions. I'm going to keep them in a cool, dark place. I've had seeds last for years. I don't know that I would totally rely on those 100%. I'm going to tear this one a little bit here. I had seeds from, I think it's Connecticut Smith. It's a pumpkin. It's an heirloom one that I had gotten from Baker Creek. Gosh, I think the package was dated 2008. And I did grow them for a couple of years, but I just hung on to the seeds. And I planted them, let's see, this is 2026. I planted them in 2022 or 2023 just to see if they would grow. I planted 4 seeds. 3 of them grew, and they were huge. I got really nice pumpkins. Oops, let's do it over this in case I lose some. There we go. I got really nice sized pumpkins, and they just took over the garden basically. So sometimes it's worth it to give it a try if it's an older one, because we're talking like what 16, 17 years old for those seeds. Like I said, I wouldn't totally rely on those, but it can be amazing. And some seeds do last longer than other seeds do. I know they say that pea seeds do not last as long. Another one that I want to try and start, and actually I can get those from MIgardener too, is Schiavone. It's Schiavone. I'm going to butcher it, so I'm not even going to try it. It's an Italian tomato paste, and I've grown them for a long time, and they are really, really good. They're a nice, thick, meaty one. They don't have a lot of seeds in them. So what I'll do is I'm going to bend this over twice, and then I am going to get a paper clip to put on there so that they don't come out. So we'll get these in here, and beefsteak, here we go. Just put that in there, and that's how you do it. These will go into my little greenhouse. I have a warmer mat for the seeds to get them started. Once they sprout up, I will turn off that mat and I will put lights on them. I did get some new lights this year. They're called Vermiculite, and so far I really, really like them. They do a great job, and the seedlings look healthy, and I will bring those back out and show you before I close out this video. Another thing that I'm going to do is start some pak choi, and I have got my little thing here to do that. This one I am, going to take a little bit of it out so I can add some back into it. But I don't know if I showed you, this is what it looks like with the additives in it. It should look something like that. And I know, I'm taking a long time with this video. It's gone longer than I thought it was going to. I got too many seeds out here. Let's do 3 starts in each one of these. These seed trays are from Epic Gardening, and this will be the 3rd year that I've used them. I absolutely love them. They're very durable. They're a nice heavy plastic. Go. I'm gonna get these back in here, and we're gonna do it over here because I may end up with 2 trays of these. Some surprise ones coming up. And another nice thing I really like is these have got finger lifts on the sides here. I don't know if you can see that. That makes it nice for carrying them. And I have carried them whenever they're full of water. No issues. with it as far as any bending. I mean, they're a nice sturdy structure. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. They have a sturdy structure to them. Okay, so that's it for this, and I will bring out the ones that I have already started and let you take a look at those. I started Swiss chard, I started spinach, I started kale in it because those are going to go out in the green stalk first. So I will be right back. Okay, so these are some of the starts that I did about 2 weeks ago now, 2.5 weeks ago. My video did not come out well, and that's why it was not posted earlier. And I have got no place to really actually store extra of the starter. Now it's warm enough, I'm going to freshen up my green stalks with it and actually hopefully get these out in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'll also start planting seeds for northern Indiana, or at least northeast Indiana. If you plant lettuce outside right around St. Patrick's Day, usually you can start picking it in April. So that's always an incentive for me to get out and get going with this. But we've got blue curled Scotch kale, we have got dinosaur kale, this is red Russian kale back here. It's got the little red stems on it. First year for me growing this type, whoops. And then this one, I was not a good plant parent. I apparently did not get enough water in the back of this. So it is going to be reseeded, but it's so it's Tatsoi. I butcher names, I'm sorry, but it's a type of mustard green. But I will get that one replanted, and although I may have plenty of them, if all of these live up here. It's starting to really warm up, at least where I'm at, so it's a good time to get outside, start working in the yard, get the garden ready. If you don't have a place where you can actually put a actual garden out, grow pots. I did that for a long time whenever we lived in apartments, and I even had like the grow lights where you could hang them. They were the old like 1970s 80s chain hanging lights where you put a hook in the ceiling and then you hung it down, and I had the grow lights in that, and we would have tomatoes during the winter time growing on it. Same thing with peppers. I was able to keep those alive, and it's just really nice when you can help provide for yourself. It's another skill. It gives you satisfaction that you are helping to work on your own food security, that you can help even do that little bit for your family. I usually get enough that I do a substantial amount of canning in the fall, and I will do some more canning videos whenever it comes time. But the greens, I am hoping that I get enough that I can dry them, dehydrate them, and then ground them up into a powder, and then I can use that powder in my cooking in the fall. And there is a product that I buy. It is Extreme Wellness, the wraps, and they have one that has got spinach and herbs, and then they've got another one that's got tomato and basil in it, and I just love those. So I'm hoping that I can have enough powder that I can add that whenever I'm making wraps this winter. But if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. If I don't have the answer, I will try and find it. I will try and put links to the products that I do use. You can just check them out. If there's something that you like better, go for it. That's what I do. But every time I read something, I learn something. So I hope everybody gets outside, enjoys the great weather if you're having it, and garden on.